Everyone, welcome back to the main stage of Singapore Week of Innovation and Technology. Can I get everyone to please sit down? Thank you for joining us. This is day one. So we now turn our attention to one of the most exciting developments shaping the future of artificial intelligence, which is agentic AI. Now, as AI systems evolve from passive tools into autonomous agents capable of reasoning, decision-making, and collaboration, they're set to fundamentally transform how we live, work, and innovate. Now, in this opening keynote, we explore the next frontier of AI, where intelligent agents move beyond automation to become proactive partners, driving innovation, solving complex challenges, and unlocking unprecedented opportunities across industries. Can you please put your hands together and welcome our keynote for today, Mr. Zhang, co-founder and CPO of Manus AI, to share his vision and insights on the frontier of agentic AI. Mr. Zhang, please. Good morning.
Hi, it's very nice to meet you.
Hello, the stage is yours.
Okay, yeah. Oh, hi everyone. I'm Tao, co-founder of Manus AI. It's really an honor to give this opening keynote at Switch 2025. Today, I'm just gonna explore the topic about the frontier of agentic AI because like Manus, we released this product in this year, March. We kind of like defining this category, this general agent. So I think for us, we may be the best company to talk about what's the frontiers of agentic AI. And first of all, I just want to explain the concept about an AI agent because like this year, 2025, everyone is talking about agent. But what exactly is an agent? We think there are like so many misconceptions about the word agent. Because you will see there are like many services, they say they also provide agent services. But what they do is just add some system prompt in their chatbot and they say, okay, this is a legal agent, this is a financial agent. And I must say that is not true. That is still a chatbot. We think agent is totally different thing. What makes the agent totally different? It's just because of the name, agent. Because what we believe is a true agent is the agency behind it. An agent must have the agency to have the ability to think by itself and act by itself and just do things by itself, not just triggered by us, by our humans. Because when you are using a chatbot, you still have to ask a lot of following up questions. It's like you ask a question, you get an answer. And you ask another question, you get another answer. But the agent is totally different. How agent works is things like, today's topic is what is a general agent. So first of all, I want to talk about this. We think a general agent is something that is not designed for a specific tasks. It is a system, with a lot of broad capabilities that can solve open-ended problems. It's just like us human, like when your sons, daughters go to universities, you don't know what they will do in the future. And they will learn in the universities, and they will learn during their work, during their career, and they will become like someone we never imagined what they can do. So what we are trying to build a general agent is just something like that. We just teach the agent the basic steps, the basic skills about how you should think, how you should act, what tools you can use. But we never tell the agent, like, okay, you are a lawyer or you are a financial analyst. This is not something we're trying to build. Yeah. So inside Manus, how Manus works is really interesting. First of all, Manus will think by itself. So like today, I think in Singapore, there are many Manus users here. We have a strong user base here. So I think for many of you have already tried Manus, you must know. When you start assign a task to Manus, Manus will come up with a plan first. And you will see all the process about how the agent is thinking by itself. Okay, this is my plan. So my next step should do this. And during the whole process, the agent will reflect on its own. So sometimes he will say, okay, my previous plan may not work, so I should change the plan and do other thing. So the first of all, managers will think by yourself, and then we will provide many actions for the agents. So when I say actions, it's just like a lot of atomic capabilities, just like write a file, edit a file, browse a web page, or just run a command in terminal, or maybe just access the database. It's very atomic capabilities. So the agent will decide what's my next action I should perform based on by my thinking. Then, the magic just happens. You just leave the intelligence to the agent, and the agent will think by itself, act by itself, and it will solve a lot of open-ended problems. And during the whole process, the agent will learn from you. It's like maybe you have some personal preference, like maybe you can tell the agent that next time if you want to provide a report to me, it should be in a PDF format. And then the agent will learn your personal preference. So next time, whatever task or questions you give to the agent, it will always come back with a PDF format. So we think like how a general agent works, it's just a very easy 3 steps. Think first and act and learn during the process. So what we are trying to build is a problem-solving engine, not just a very specific application. Yeah. So today, because this is the 7th month after we released Manus AI. So for the past 7 months, I think we've already achieved some awareness and user base and revenue around the world. But we're not only like looking at the past about the achievements we get for the past 7 months. We're always looking into the future. So today, the main topics I want to talk about is these 3 things. It's about what we think may be the frontiers of agentic AI. What's about the future? The first one is about the atomic capabilities I just mentioned. Because, I think this concept totally changes how we build software in the real world. Because like for me, I've already in the software industries for 15 years. And in the past, how we build software is that we listen to some users, customers' requirements, and we just figure out a solution first. And we do the design, we do the engineering, we test it, we launch it, and we let the user to use it, and we get some feedback. That's how the traditional process works. But right now, how we build product in Manus is totally different. Like right now, we have 3 main use cases for Manus. It's like people are using Manus to do very deep researches and wide researches. And people are using Manus to deliver their daily work and studies slides. And people are using Manus to build their first web app or AI app. These are 3 main use cases. But back in March, when we first introduced the Manus to the world, we never expect that Manus will be used in these 3 use cases. Because we never have that something in our mind. Okay, Manus is an AI slides generator. Manus is a website generator. We never have that concept in our mind. What we do is we just give the agent some basic actions and tools for it to use, like image generation, like writing code, like access files on the virtual machine. Like we give the agent a browser so it can browse the internet. So how we design Manus and how we build Manus is that we only build agentic core architecture, and we provide enough tools to the system. Then the system somehow magically figures out how to solve these vertical problems. It's totally new. Like, this use case I just talked about, these 3 main use cases, may be very familiar to all of you and me. But there are also like some verticals we never expect that Manus can handle. Like last week, we get a very powerful Manus user feedback. Like she studied in bioinformatics researches, and in her vertical, their device in their laboratory will deliver a very special file format that can be only processed by a very special software. and she doesn't have any like coding experience and capability. So in the past, the only way she can process a file is to use that special software. But her laboratory has some special requirements of that file processing. So she just throw that file to Manus, and Manus just go to the internet to do some research first, figures out what this file format is, and somehow figures out a way to write a Python library to deal with this file format, and then deliver a web service for her laboratory. So not just her and all her colleagues can also use the web service to deal with that file format for the future data analysis. It's totally new. Because like, we don't design medicine like that. We only provide the basic tools and actions for the agent. And the agent can solve like many open-ended problems. And I think that is totally changing like how we treat software, how we build software. And our chief scientist, Pete, he just called this is the network effect of tools. It's like when you provide more tools to the agent, you will see the network effect will emerge. So that is kind of like first frontier. And that is also what we're trying to add more tools, more actions to the agent in the future. And the second frontier is about the agentic foundation architecture. Because in the future, we believe there's gonna be an agent running 24 hours, 7 days a week for everyone. It's like, you can just imagine maybe next year in our Lex Switch event, I think maybe half of you guys in here will have an agent running for you 24 hours without you ask a question. And to achieve that purpose, that will bring another challenge, which is that we need the agent to run long-running tasks. Right now, like Manus can run tasks up to maybe 1 hour. And for other systems, after maybe 1 minute or 5 minutes, they will fail. We can run on 1 hour, but we are not stopping here. We are trying to build a very solid architecture for long-running tasks, which means there will be some agent task will be running for 24 hours to solve very complex, very long tasks. And also, we are trying to speed up the whole thing. That is why we introduced the parallelism into Manus. So, back in July, we released a feature we call it wide research. And that is exactly something only Manus can deliver. And if you try these tasks, if you want to do some research on 1,000 different targets, you can just try this prompt to other AI tools, and you will see they all will fail. But with wide research inside Manus, you will see Manus will just decompose the whole task into 1,000 independent subtasks and starts them concurrently. So it will be very fast. And you will see the model will not be lazy. It will just solve the whole task one by one and get the things done for you. That is something only Manus can do. And about the third frontier is what we think maybe the most important thing we are building is the proactivity. Because the agency just means proactivity. So we think the agent should work even before you ask it to do something. Because right now, the product we released back in March, we think it's still not the ultimate form of how an agentic AI should look like and should work. Because right now, you still have to ask the question or give the task to us, and the Manus can work. But in the future, we believe is that the agent should work for you, not just because you ask a question. You should work proactively for you. Back in August, we released a feature we called Manus Connectors. After that, Manus can connect to your Gmail, calendar, task management system, Linear, Jira, things like that. But even after that, we found out users still doesn't know what kind of task I can assign to Manus. So we just come up with idea. Why do we still need the user to ask the question? Because our user is already connecting their Manus to their Gmail calendar, and they're maybe for me Notion, and I have all my personal tasks to do in my Notion and in my calendar. So the agent is already know like what I am working on. So we think the best way to use an agent is that agent should work proactively based on your personal context. So the agent will work before you ask. So like for me, because right now we've already have a working prototype inside our company. So I'm using it every day now. So like every morning, 8 a.m., my manager will just check my today's schedule on my calendar and to see if I have some external meetings with external partners. Then my manager will just do some research for this schedule to check that, okay, what's their attendees' background? Prepare the meeting for me. It's super useful. I'm using it every day. Yeah, so that is the third frontier about the agency. It's about proactive. So with this feature, with the proactivity, we believe that in the future, sometimes maybe you only spend 5 minutes or 10 minutes with the agent, but the agent will work for you 24 hours in the background. I think that is the true amazing part of the future of agentic AI. And that just sounds like about the frontiers. And today, because today is the Switch event hosted by Enterprise Singapore, we also want to talk about some topics about how enterprises, other than technology and companies, should adapt agentic AI. And I'm not just gonna talk about some lessons, some to-dos you should do. But the only thing today I want to talk about is about the mindset. It's about the mindset. We think the most important shift is because we are seeing many friends of me in the past 2 years. They are all founders, leaders in their industry, in their companies, and they are trying to adapt agentic AI in their companies. And I must say, most of them failed. Most of them failed. And why? It's because, when people are trying to adapt AI in their industry, in their companies, the first thing came to their mind is about, can I replace some employees with AI? But from the past half year, my personal experience, I think it's totally wrong. We should start to change the mindset about using AI to replace human. But we should start thinking about use AI to enhance human. Why is that? Because when you start to think AI to replace human, the first thing came to your mind is about the risk. Because we have humans, and there are some existing workflows based on human. And when you want to replace some humans in your companies, the first thing comes to your mind is about, okay, if I fire this one, does this existing workflow still can work? So you are thinking things from the risk control perspective. And you are not thinking about the benefits. You are thinking about the risk. I think that's totally wrong. So, but if you are starting to think about how can I enhance human with AI, the first thing comes to your mind is about, okay, how can AI to 10 times my top performers? Like what new opportunities, possibilities will emerge? So you are thinking about the benefits. I think that's super important because AI technology is still at its early years. This is just the third year after ChatGPT launched. So it's in the very early stages. So in these early stages, if you are only trying to think about the risk, I think you will fail at adapting AI. But if you are thinking about the benefits, you are seeing something different. Like I just want to share one very interesting example about, because here I'm talking about what new possibilities will emerge, right? I just want to talk about very interesting example. So we relocated the whole company to Singapore back in June. So we have to find some apartments, yeah. So my CEO, Red, he was finding apartments in June with his real estate agent. So this agent is a real agent. It's a human agent, real estate agent, yeah. So after Red's agent knows he is the CEO of Manus, she uses Manus to build a personalized, customized slides just for our CEO, Red. In that personalized slides, there are 12 pages with the 3 apartments she introduced to Red that afternoon with the floor plan. and with a research about the environment around that apartment. Like, is there a supermarket? Is there a hospital? What's the top restaurants and bars near the apartment? So the total slide is fully customized and personalized, and make Red very surprised, because he never expect that a real estate agent can deliver this level of experience. I think that's something about how AI can enhance humans. It's never about replacing humans. The agent's still there, but like her performance and her customer experience will be much better with this experience. So I think the most important thing about adapting AI is about to change your mindset. So this is the most different. And there are still like some other barriers to cross for companies adapting AI. The first thing is about, do you dare to share your context to your agent? I think people sometimes kind of like getting afraid of AI. Okay, can I let AI to read my emails, things like that? I think this is just a matter of time. People will starting to trust your agent, and you can start to share some personal context to your AI. Like for me, I've already opened all the access to my personal contacts to Manus, and it's working great. It helps me a lot. And also, the second thing is about, right now the world is still building for humans. So there are like many tools and services can only be operated by human. And but we believe in the future, there will be more tools, more services. From day one, they will starting to design and build their tools for AI, for Agent 2. And also the third thing is about how can we collaborate with AI? Because what we believe, AI is kind of like maybe the first time our human can scale our intelligence. And we are not used to that. Because in the past, we are only used to like the machine can enhance our power. We can operate many heavy things with a machine. And we can drive cars so we can get faster. But we are not used to a world that our intelligence can scale to. So I think it's also another barrier is like we have to really think about like how we should collaborate with AI. So yeah, so we believe that the agentic AI is just like the new literacy of our era. It's like decades ago, you have to learn, drive, then you can get further places. And 20 years ago, if you want to get a good job, you have to learn how to operate computer. I think this year, 2025, may be the first year that you should start to learn how to collaborate with agentic AI. And then, you can get better performance in the future. Because we believe the agentic AI just break the intelligence barriers. So a single person can achieve much more than before. Yeah. And also, our mission in Manus is to extending human reach. Yeah. Because, we think Manus here is just to amplify the human's wisdom, creativity, and compassion to solve the world's greatest challenges. Yeah. This is 7 months after we released Manus, we are seeing many people around the world. They are not engineers, not coders. They're normal people. But they can leverage Manus to solve their personal tasks and their work, their jobs during their work. And there are like many things they can't imagine that they can get these things done before. Yeah, like we have a father who had 2 sons in Brazil. And because, he is a single father, so he must work at home. So in the past, he can just only do some random jobs. But back in May, when he discovered Manus, he is now using Manus to generate a stable income every month. So he pay us more than $500 a month to Manus in Brazil. And why he is willing to pay $500 to us, you will see because he earned much more than that. So we are really seeing what Manus is trying to do is to expand the boundaries of human intelligence. And what's the most interesting part is how to build agentic future is not just defined
by us, by the agentic platform. It's not. It's actually, this is decided by all of you. Because in the past 7 months, there are a lot of users come to Manus and build their own workflows, build their own tasks on Manus, and telling us, okay, now I can use Manus to solve this problem. Now I can use Manus to solve that problem. And these problems are all out of our expectation. So we believe it's really interesting that actually it's Manus and its users are building the agentic future together. So today, if any of you still haven't tried our services, I encourage you after this event, definitely you can just try at Manus Store AI or just maybe search us on App Store and get our app. It's very interesting experience. So thank you, and thank you for Enterprise Singapore to give us this opportunity to give this opening keynote. And let's expand human reach together. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zhang Tao of Manus AI. I hope everyone's walked away with some fresh ideas, maybe a few big questions about how agentic AI will shape the future of our industries and our everyday lives. Now stay with us. The conversation around AI has only just begun. Next up, we have a panel discussion, and it's all about how smarter AI drives innovation. We're going to be back in just a few moments, and then we're going to refresh the stage, so stick around. We'll be back.